You can expect to hear more about the Blue Line light rail extension as the project moves forward. This after the endorsement of the recommended route by the Metropolitan Council and Hennepin County in late June. One of the new developments in the Blue Line light rail extension project is a new project director. We sat down with Christine Beckwith for this week's Newsmaker segment.
The project director is really the lead for Metro Transit Met Council of the project team. So we will have a integrated project team with our county partners on this project, just like we have on the Gold Line and other projects. Same with MnDOT, Minnesota Department of Transportation, filling a role, and then an office full of consultant expertise. So I will be the lead of that office. I will be building that staff and kind of directing the technical work. And kind of leading us all the way to opening day.
All right. What did you learn from your experience on the Gold Line that you think you'll be able to apply to the Blue Line?
Oh yes, I'm so glad you asked that. I'm just thrilled to be leaving that project in a great position. That project's just about ready to enter construction, and I've been there for 5 years, and some of the things that I've really learned on that project is really just how you let the community really drive your project decisions. And so right at the same point we are at in Blue Line, we saw a lot of transformation on the Gold Line, right at the same point where we're doing our environmental process, where we are doing our early engineering, and we're really fine-tuning the alignment. And I truly enjoyed watching, there's a dozen significant changes, adjustments we made in our project at this very same phase on the Gold Line that, the Blue Line has some opportunity to really have the community integrate with our team and drive those decisions. So that's one thing I'm really excited about implementing. The other thing that is really interesting that I think has been a really good evolution of these projects is really having the county kind of co-lead this project with us and be really integrated in our project team. So as I joined the Blue Line, there's already a really strong group of Hennepin County folks in the transportation side providing their expertise. Quite a bit of the Blue Line is on county right-of-way actually. So having that team there to help drive our decisions is going to be really beneficial to the project as well. So those are the kind of the teamwork, working with local communities and working with our county, our local funding partners. I look forward to bringing that over to the Blue Line as well.
Very good. Now I know some of the cities along the route aren't exactly thrilled with the changes. What's the plan for working with those cities on what comes next?
Yes, good question. So as I mentioned, this point in the project is really where the public involvement, from my experience, really does help to drive the project decisions. As you get further along in the final design or detailed design, the changes are fewer. It's now at this point in time that we need to get the public involvement, we need to get the public input to influence those decisions. So we will be out in the community extensively as part of the environmental process itself. It's a requirement of the environmental process. It also happens to be the right thing to do. But as far as your community events, your farmers markets, those events that you see us at, we look forward to hearing from the communities that this investment will serve. So that's kind of the next step. Lots of public involvement and lots of committee work as well. We've got a business advisory committee, a community advisory committee, a corridor management committee that is made up of elected and appointed officials. And that committee process that's been used extensively on other transitway projects really will help to drive our project decisions as well.
All right, coming soon to a farmer's market near you. Yes. Chris Beckwith, Project Director with Metro Blue Line Extension, thank you for being here today.
Absolutely, thank you.
Several Northwest metro cities are considering regulating THC products. The move comes after a new law went into effect July 1st, allowing hemp-derived THC edibles and other items to be sold. Adults ages 21 and older can consume edibles and beverages that contain small quantities of THC, which is the main active ingredient in marijuana. While state law now regulates the amount of THC that can be sold in each product, it's unclear where and how these products can be sold. So that leaves room for cities to decide.
What we understand does not specifically prohibit cities from regulating the sale. And what we're looking to do is either through city zoning or licensing authority, look at all considerations, anything from way of numbers to by way of proximity. All things are going to be considered.
Golden Valley and Crystal also plan to discuss the issue at upcoming city council meetings. Meanwhile, the Minnesota State Patrol says that in the wake of THC edibles being legalized in Minnesota, state troopers are being trained on how to spot impaired drivers. But whether the substance is hemp-derived THC or alcohol, the message to drivers remains the same.
Whether it's legal or not, driving impaired is a horrible idea that puts people at risk. And so our message will probably continue to be really simple. Don't drive impaired. And I'm more concerned with people adhering to that message than talking about what they're impaired by or what they can use legally or not legally. When you get behind the wheel, you should never be impaired regardless of the substance.
If you are convicted of drug driving, the penalty for your first offense is up to 90 days in jail or a $1,000 fine. There are 3 new businesses coming to the shops at Arbor Lakes, and that includes a new restaurant. Rojo Mexican Grill, which also has a West End location in St. Louis Park, will be opening a location in the former Patrick's at the shops at Arbor Lakes. The restaurant plans to open in the spring of 2023. Meanwhile, the athleisure store Athleta is opening up this fall right behind Ulta, that's next to the Face Foundry. And then a Minnesota-based gift shop called 6 for Good opened up in June, right next to Bath & Body Works and Pottery Barn. The National Merit Scholarship has announced its final batch of award winners, and Wayzata High School has come out on top with more merit recipients than any other high school in the state. Wayzata had 19 scholarship recipients. Minnetonka High School was next in line with 13. In local private schools, there was a winner from Benilde St. Margaret's and one from Providence Academy.